Hey guys, so today I'm going to do an exciting review. I did get a request to talk about the BH Blend and Sculpt brush set. It has 10 brushes, 5 of which are eyeshadow brushes and then 5 face brushes. And on the back of the box it says that you can use all of these brushes on creams, liquids, or powders. So whatever your desire, you can definitely use these brushes. Alright, first of all I'm going to talk about all of the brushes together and then I'll talk about them a little bit separately one by one. But I wanted to mention the face brushes. I really love the face brushes for one particular reason, and that's because they're all really interchangeable. You can use them however you want to on your face, and I really like that because in some brush sets that you get, often only one brush will work for foundation or one brush will work for powder. But seriously, whatever needs that you have for these brushes, you can use them, and I really love that fact. So also I wanted to mention the design of these brushes, and I really like the sleek classic design of them. Obviously they are dirty because I did just use them, but in the demo you will see them clean. But I like the classic black matte handle. And then it has like bright yellow gold, and then it has the black bristles with the white bristles on top, just to see where you're applying the product and to see when you need to clean them. So I really like the design of these brushes, and I really love also the design of the eyeshadow brushes, just because they have that really long handle. The reason I like a long handle is because you have more control and it's a lot lighter in your hand. So you're going to be able to apply on the product and not pack it on so heavily. And the reason that's good is because you can build up the pigmentation, and often when you have like a short bristled brush, kind of like the Real Techniques one, like this one, as you can see it's a lot shorter, you can overpack the shadow and then you can create like a really patchy look. I did mention the Real Techniques brushes. I do love the Real Technique brushes, but I honestly think I have found a better, cheaper alternative. And the reason I also say cheaper alternative to the Real Techniques brushes is, even though the Real Technique brushes are really cheap and you can find them at drugstores and Ulta and stuff like that, you have to get multiple sets of the Real Technique brushes just to get the brushes that you want. Like, I often find when you buy the Real Technique brush sets that there's maybe 1 or 2 brushes in there that you're not really going to use at all. And I find with this 10-piece brush set that I love every single brush, that I'm using every single brush. And again, these brushes are just so versatile and you can use them however you want. So I will have a demo on the side, but even if you see me using the brush in a certain way, like I said, you can definitely use the brush in different ways all throughout your face. It is the 113 brush, and it's the round blending face brush. This brush would be awesome for powder foundations, or if you like to swirl on your powder after your foundation. One thing I would say about the 113 brush is it is quite dense, which is awesome because you're going to be able to really pack on the product. But one thing I want you to be aware of with brushes like this, where you can really pack on the product, is that sometimes you can go overboard. If you need a lot more coverage, this is an excellent brush to do that with, but you want to be very careful in the areas around your eyes and stuff like that where you might need more of a light hand. 114 is the angled blending face brush, and this one is a lot less dense than the 113 brush. So this one is going to be really good for the opposite effect. If you like to really swirl away the powders and you like to really dust off, especially underneath your eyes, you want just like a light amount of powder, or you want just like a light amount of blush on your skin. 115 is the tapered contouring face brush, and I really love this. I don't necessarily use this for my contour just because I find that brushes like these really pack on the pigmentation. So maybe if I was using a cream contour, I would do that, but I tend to use powders, and I don't like to go too heavy-handed because it can really look harsh on my skin tone. So instead of using this for contouring, I like to use it for highlighting and, you know, concealer and stuff like that. So any needs that I have, like in the concealer highlighting area, I use this brush, and I really love it. It's really thin and tapered, so it fits on my nose, and this also fits really nicely in the inner corner of my eye. The 116 is a flat blending face brush, and I really love this brush. Again, this is quite a dense brush, so you're going to pack on the pigmentation of any products that you use with this brush. This reminds me a lot of the e.l.f. powder brush just because it has a very similar design, but this one is a little bit smaller of a brush head, so you're going to be able to also pack it underneath your eyes. Sometimes with the e.l.f. one, I felt like it was a little too big and you couldn't really pack it in the smaller areas of your face. I really like that these brushes are so small and sleek, and you know, they can fit into all the places in your face, and you're going to be able to really pack it in those areas like around your nose. 117, which is the angled contouring face brush, and I really love this. I tend to use this to apply my blush. I will pat it on. I've been trying to wear blush again, and I really have been liking the blush, like really flushed blush. If you want to pack it on, this is a great brush. And the one thing I really like about these brushes as well, that you can kind of see on this brush, see how it's like pink on the very bristles, but you don't see it going anywhere else. The product actually sits on the very top of the bristles, and because of the dense design, it's not going to sink down the brush, which I really like, because often you will get a brush and it will start to go down the brush hairs, and then A, it's harder to clean, and B, then you start to like muddy up the products. The 118 brush is probably one of my favorites from the set, honestly. The 118 is the small tapered contouring brush, and this is an awesome brush. I really love this because it fits in my eye socket, and I can really define that. If I want to do a cut crease, I don't have to worry about the pigmentation getting everywhere. This is a really good brush for just being really controlled. I really love to pack it underneath my eye if I want to have a really clean, crisp line underneath my eyes, or again, you can also fit it in the corner of your eye. This brush is awesome. It's so small and tapered, and it just fits in your eye area very well. 119 is the small angled blending brush, and I also love this brush just because it's very slim. It's going to give you a really crisp, clean line, and it's going to not get the pigmentation everywhere. So the 120 is the small flat blending, and I really love this. Again, I don't really find many brushes that are flat and for blending. I often find them a little bit more rounded out, and they're bigger, and again, you're going to apply the product a little too heavily and more dispersed, which sometimes I can go overboard because I have, you know, this space there, and then sometimes I'll end up blending way too much up close to my eyebrow just because other brushes are fatter, and then I'm applying way too much. But this is very slim again, and just these brushes are awesome. They're just very awesome for controlling how much pigmentation, where you're going to be applying it. Then the 121 is the small angled contouring. Again, it's really awesome. And lastly is the 122, which is the small blending brush. And I love that they threw in a small blending brush as well. I feel like you're really getting a good quality brush set with these brushes. I feel like you're also getting a really good deal because even though the brushes are $30 most of the time, they're always on sale. Like if you miss one sale on the website, just wait a couple of weeks and I swear to you that they will be on sale again. So I really love these. I would recommend to anyone who is looking for a new brush set, go and pick them up. You will not be disappointed in these brushes. They are honestly my new favorites in my collection, and I would say that they are my favorite drugstore brushes. Even though you can't really get them at the drugstore, you have to order them online. They're like drugstore prices basically. So yeah, I really love these brushes, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!